All right, so we're back for another deep dive.
Indeed we are.
This time into Chapter 1.1 of Legend of the Obverse.
For All in the Holy Land, that's the title.
Yeah, so like always, we're approaching this as if we're seeing it for the first time. You know, like as literary critics.
Just impressions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what does this opening tell us?
About the story.
About the story. Yeah, and I think that's important to do with the opening of any story, really, because it really sets the tone for everything that comes after it.
It's the first taste.
Yeah, first impression for sure.
The hook.
Yeah, the hook, exactly.
To draw you in.
So, like with this one, you start off with this really vivid, kind of dreamlike image of a doorway.
And not just any doorway.
Not just any doorway, right? It's huge, like a double-wide doorway.
Big enough for two figures to be locked in combat.
Yeah, and described as like angel-like beings with swords clashing.
So already we're getting the sense of like epic scale.
Yeah, and conflict right off the bat.
Definitely.
And then in the background of this, there's this massive tree.
Like reaching for the heavens.
Yeah, it's sprawling, but it's not like a happy tree.
No, it's wounded.
Yeah, there's this gaping maw at its center. And inside is a bleeding heart.
A pretty graphic image.
Yeah, and kind of disturbing too, right? Like, what does it mean?
Well, the tree itself could symbolize like the world or the source of life in this story.
Okay, I can see that.
And the bleeding heart could represent like a deep wound, a loss of vitality, something precious being drained away.
So not exactly starting off on a lighthearted note.
Not exactly, no.
And then things get even weirder because the blood from this heart starts dissolving the doorway.
Like it's eating away at reality.
Yeah, and then suddenly the narration turns directly to the reader.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It asks these questions like, how did you end up here? Who put you here? Do you have a reason to be here? What's behind this door?
It's like it's pulling you into the story.
Yeah, making you question your own place in it.
Right, and that dissolving reality kind of mirrors that, you know, like you're being separated from your past, from what you know.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And so, like, naturally you feel drawn to this door.
Yeah.
Right? You want to know what's on the other side.
Curiosity.
Exactly. But then, the door starts hissing and popping.
The cracks start widening.
Yeah, it's like it's no longer inviting. It's more like a warning.
A sense of danger creeping in.
Yeah, for sure. And then to top it off, demonic whispers start coming from the cracks.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Nope. And then, bam, the whole dream just crumbles away.
Into this static blur.
Yeah, and we're plunged into darkness and silence. Like complete sensory deprivation.
It's a harsh transition.
Yeah, very abrupt. And then we find ourselves in the reality of the story with these captives.
Who are waking up bound and gagged.
Yeah, they're packed together on this rough stone floor.
Disoriented and confused.
Yeah, and one of them cries out in panic.
And immediately gets smacked with a cudgel.
Yeah, ouch, that sets the tone right there.
Yeah, no kidding. The captor yells, "Damn sinners, keep your mouths shut, do not struggle."
So we know right away these captors are not messing around.
Not at all. They rule by fear and violence.
Yeah, but even in this chaos, some of the captives are still observant.
Trying to gather information.
Yeah, they notice things like the brightness outside, the warmth of the air.
Little details.
Yeah, and the burlap sacks are lifted.
And they see the full scale of their predicament.
Yeah, they're in this huge courtyard with hundreds of other hostages surrounded by thousands of knights and priests.
Talk about intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. And looming over it all is this massive cathedral.
With sealed iron doors.
Yeah, and here's where we get that callback to the dream.
The image on the doors.
Yeah, it's the same two angels clashing swords over the tree.
But the bleeding heart is gone.
Yeah, it's been removed, and I think that's a huge clue.
Definitely. It makes you wonder if the people in charge are trying to hide something.
Yeah, like maybe they're manipulating history or their beliefs or something.
Right, or maybe they're trying to suppress the idea of suffering or sacrifice.
Interesting. And then we see the people on the balcony overlooking this whole scene.
The figures of authority.
Yeah, there's the Knight Commander in his fancy white gold armor.
He's got this wicked grin on his face.
Yeah, not a trustworthy looking dude. And then there's this red-haired woman in white and gold.
Looking very displeased.
Yeah, like she doesn't agree with what's going on.
Maybe there's some internal conflict there.
Yeah, possibly. And then there's this elderly priest in bright red robes.
He seems almost forgotten about, like he's not important.
Yeah, like he's been sidelined somehow.
Interesting dynamic there.
And the whole setting just screams inescapable. Right high courtyard walls, distant mountains.
No way out.
Yeah, and then to top it off, the sun and moon are both in the sky at the same time.
A cosmic matrimony, they call it.
Yeah, it's super weird, right? Like the laws of nature are different in this place.
Definitely a sign that something strange is going on.
Yeah, so then we start to meet some of the captives individually.
Getting their perspectives.
Yeah, first up is Macias, the elderly half-orc.
He's worried about his past sins.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, what have I done?
And then he sees a deceased woman in the crowd.
Yeah, that's creepy. Like, is she a ghost or a hallucination?
Who knows, but it freaks him out.
Yeah, and then he tries to reach for his silver hammer, Lucerine, but he can't get to it.
He's powerless.
Yeah, and that makes him even more scared.
Makes sense.
Then we meet Guillaume, who's surprisingly calm, considering the situation.
Yeah, he's got it together.
Yeah, he's focused on another captive named Henrik.
And Henrik apologizes to him.
Yeah, like they have some shared history.
Maybe something went down between them.
Yeah, and then the sadistic guard comes along and beats them both up.
For no reason.
Yeah, just pure cruelty.
Yeah.
But Guillaume refuses to lose consciousness.
He's tough.
Yeah, and he's already trying to figure out how to escape.
He's resourceful.
Next we have Thorinir, the Dark Elf Prince.
And his situation is rough.
Yeah, his own father, Lord Glarther III, shows up and basically disowns him.
Yeah, calls him worthless, says he sold him to the Faith Sworn.
Yeah, and then this guy Mustafa shows up and starts mocking Thorinir too.
What a jerk.
Yeah, and then Glarther admits that he used his own son for political gain.
Cold-hearted.
Yeah, and he spits on Thorinir and says something cruel about his mother.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Thorinir is understandably furious. He vows revenge.
So we've got another revenge plot brewing.
Yep, and then we have this tense encounter between Asmodeus and Balthazar.
Former comrades.
Yeah, but now they're enemies. Asmodeus taunts Balthazar about the village children.
Bringing up a painful past.
Yeah, and Balthazar wants to attack him, but he can't.
He's restrained.
Yeah, and Asmodeus just laughs and punches him.
What a villain.
Yeah, and they both have matching dagger tattoos.
A symbol of their broken bond.
Yeah, it's like a reminder of their shared past and how it's all gone wrong.
Very symbolic.
Yeah, and finally we meet Blaze, a highborn elf who's known for his magic.
But he's dressed in rags now.
Yeah, he's been through and he's got these fragmented memories about a quest for the Green Eye artifact.
And the murder of his friend Berter.
Yeah, it's all very mysterious. But then his vision clears, and he sees his mentor Ulfric standing on the balcony with Archbishop Nosferatu.
The ultimate betrayal.
Yeah. Blaze is devastated, and Ulfric and Nosferatu are gesturing towards the sky.
Like they're part of some sinister plan.
Yeah, it's all very ominous.
Definitely.
And then everything goes silent as Archbishop Nosferatu is announced.
The big bad arrives.
Yeah, and everyone bows before him. He's clearly got a lot of power.
He gives this speech about how they're all blessed and the captives are favorable offerings.
Yeah, he's basically saying they're going to be sacrificed.
And he promises rewards to those who follow him.
Yeah, and eternal penance to the sinners.
Sounds like a cult leader.
Yeah, totally. And then Guillaume manages to free his hands, but the guards don't even react.
They're under Nosferatu's control.
Yeah, and Nosferatu starts ranting about protecting the world from the sun and how the captives will atone for their sins forever.
Losing it.
Yeah, and then the eclipse starts and things get really creepy.
The temperature drops.
Yeah, and this dark purple light fills the courtyard and everyone starts panicking.
It's chaos.
Yeah, Guillaume tries to escape, but he can't.
He's trapped.
Yeah, and then everything goes still and there are these weird sounds like something out of hell.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, and then the priests and knights start transforming into demons and monsters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a full-blown horror show, and then the cathedral doors shriek open, and there's this blinding white light inside.
Like a portal.
Yeah, and everyone starts rushing towards the transformed and the remaining captives.
They're all being pulled in.
Yeah, no one is left behind, and then the doors slam shut.
Leaving nothing but silence.
Yeah, it's a very effective ending. Very unsettling.
It leaves you wanting more, but also kind of dreading what's to come.
Yeah, definitely. So to recap, we've got this mysterious dream, this mass kidnapping, this sinister religious order, and this impending eclipse that seems to be causing some serious problems.
And we've got a bunch of characters who are all caught up in it, each with their own motivations and secrets.
Yeah, so the big question is, what does it all mean?
What is the legend of the Obverse?
Yeah, what is the point of this whole story?
And how are all these pieces going to fit together?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to think about.
That's for sure.
So we've got to ask you, what are your first impressions of this opening chapter?
What stood out to you?
What do you think it's setting up?
What kind of story do you think this is going to be?
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts.
So leave a comment down below and let us know.
Yeah, and until next time, happy reading.
And we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Bye. For now.